Haló! Szevasztok, srácok! Re-re! Üdv mindenkinek! Aha! Az jó! Ez itt a Twitch stream. Akad, elvileg. Jó lesz. Semmi gond, átváltunk ide. Jó, 10 másodperc különbség. A YouTube biztos jó lesz. Na. Teszünk rá egy kis hangot. Nézzük. Szevasztok, srácok! Üdv mindenkinek, Hali. Már is kezdődik itt a Siege X-nek a bejelentésem. Ugye a Ubisoft legnagyobb eladási sikerének ugye a frissítése. Egy új korszak kezdődik. Egy engine upgrade-et fogunk egyébként kapni, mint a C2 esetén, ugye a C-Go, amiben lehet a C2. Grafikai és audio, ráncfelvarások, új movement, valószínűleg amúgy ingyenes lesz, új UI is lesz ezáltal, jönnek majd a Paragon skinek, elvileg, mint például a Valkyr, amit így valakik már láthattak, és ugye a 6v6 mód, illetve pályafelújítások, nagyon durva pályafelújítások.
The day is finally here. And the time has almost come for you to see the next evolution of Rainbow Six Siege. Welcome to the Siege X Showcase.
Elvileg vannak most droppok így a Twitch-en, aki nézi.
Awesome. My name is Patricia Somerset, and today I am here with a champion-tiered squad of developers, casters, and creators to show you what Siege X is all about. You can think of me as a squad leader. Shouldn't be too much of a stretch. As the voice of Ash, I'm used to delivering commanding lines.
Ő az Ashnek a hangja. Ez a Chicey.
So how about this one? All right, operators. You've trained for this. You're ready for this. The mission starts now.
Az komoly.
Assembled here in Atlanta to usher in an explosive new era of Siege. Folks, this is the Siege X Showcase. We'll be starting off showing those content creators. First up was Team Skittles. Team Meaty Marley will join next.
Remélem a Rainbow Six is Tyler bánya is ott lesz. Ha nincs ott, az úgy nem az igazi.
There are a lot of Brazilian content creators that you might be familiar with. It's Team Raza up next.
Got Team Brazil mixing with a little bit from all around the globe.
Team Pestily is going to join them next.
Hát a Jinxie az amúgy.
I know there's a lot of you here. You got to be louder than that. Come on.
You know, we just
That's
talked about Team Brazil. Now we got Team A and Z coming through.
Hoppácska, Team Pestily. Na.
48 in total. Some familiar faces, some newer to our scene, but I mean, hey.
Nem is tudtam, hogy a Pestily nagy Siege-es. Azt hittem, hogy Tarkov only.
We've talked about Spoit a lot, but there's some phenomenal controller players coming from that Xbox scene here.
Látjátok, hogy hatan vannak. Tehát 6v6 lesz.
You know, I saw Kiki warming up. She's looking strong, but they also have Frankie there, Diamond 1.
Some familiar faces that you might recognize of this group walking out. The next is
Team Laci.
Lacey.
Team Laci.
Very big names coming alive right there as we see one of our own right there with Uzi. That's my boy.
Uzi should be a familiar face for those of you that follow along online. And
Na, a Pengu
Team
is
Pengu,
ismerős.
a team of names that you've seen and heard before, but I think that's the controller players you were talking about.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't see Pengu just yet.
I don't see Pengu. I used to work with him. You used to play against him. My name's Intero. I'm joined by Laxing. We've been long-standing members of this community, and we are happy to welcome you in
Az új
to what
játékmód.
might be the most exciting thing we've ever done in Siege. On the left side of your screen, this side, because we're mirrored, you're going to see what we're getting up to today. We're going to be starting off with a new game mode. You heard it here. Not just Siege, but something brand new. After that, we're going to talk about updates to the core of Siege, the game that we know and love, and have
Siege
spent much
alapjai,
of the last 10 years playing. And then how
újítások,
about we finish off by
és
showing
egy show
those
match.
changes in action in Siege X in a 5v5
De azt
show.
már nem nézzük, a show matches,
Honestly, partner,
srácok.
I am so excited to say the least. I don't know which one I'm more excited for. There's so much that we are going to be showing and exploring. And again, I am just absolutely thrilled to be here with you.
Múltkori Cringe Fest közvetítés, amit néztünk, az is Siege volt, mivel a golfos gyerek kapott díjat. Igen, az a Season 1 volt.
Because later on in the day, we'll be announcing a very special drop for everybody that's watching through either this stream or one of our partnered streams. But before we
Nem tudom, hogy nálam milyen droppok vannak, de elvileg vannak valamilyen droppok.
Are linked together. I as well am very excited.
I think that's the only way to put it and put the emphasis on the X.
Yeah. It's going to be a quick day today. It's going to fly by like no tomorrow. And there's a lot to unveil. Of course, a new game mode is something that will surprise people. I think that the updates to the game are going to be pretty spectacular as well. But enough from us. How about we send it to two of the greatest minds at Ubisoft who have helped make Siege X possible, Alex and Joshua.
Őket ismerjük, Alex és Joshuát. Ők voltak a Season 1-es bejelentésen is. Meg előtte is már jó párszor.
Let's hear for Ash. I mean Patricia, but it's amazing to have the voice of Ash here today with us. Welcome to the showcase. My name is Alex Karpazis, creative director of Siege, and today is the day we finally unveil Siege X.
And I'm Joshua Mills, game director. After 3 years of work, the wait is over.
Három éve dolgoznak az X-en.
To the next level.
We have a ton of details to share with you about how Siege is evolving with exciting updates like modernized maps, an audio overhaul, advanced rappel, and much more.
Advanced rappel, audio overhaul, és valami mi volt még. Hangzatos dolg.
But before that, we have a very first Siege X trailer to share with you. This is the new era of Siege.
Szavak! Hopp, na most figyelj! Új pálya! Hoppá, összemixeljük az attackereket meg a defendereken. Valami dinamikus objektívek. Hoppácska, még a csöveket is lehet robbantani. És oldalt futnak. Új animáció. Veteránoknak jutalmak. És ingyenes hozzáférés az újaknak. Beta access.
That's a lot to take in.
Beta
That's
access.
why, over the next few hours, we'll cover all of it. We have 48 content creators around us getting set up right now with 4 live matches. And if you're quick with the math, then you've noticed that something quite doesn't add up. That's because they will be playing our brand new 6 versus 6 game mode, the first permanent new game mode since the launch of Siege. We've taken the strategy, teamwork, high-stakes gameplay that make Rainbow Six Siege so special and built a completely new game mode that's designed to push the limits of what Siege can be. Get ready for strategic plays, unexpected twists, and all-out action. This is Dual Front.
Dual Front.
Dual Front is the culmination of years of hard work by our incredibly dedicated and talented team. They
Elkötelezett és
explored many different
tehetséges
avenues and
csapat.
experimented with expanding the very core of Siege. In the end, the process came down to asking ourselves a very simple question. What if? What if we could expand the size of squads and have attackers and defenders work together? What if we had one persistent round to settle the outcome of a match with less downtime? What if we could expand the narrative and universe in-game seasonally?
Nincs felirat,
What if?
sajnálom.
One of the answers to these questions was to design a brand new, ever-evolving map where the action takes place. Welcome to District.
Na. Tudjuk meg, hogy ez most miért jó, tehát hogy azon ki vagy 6 véat. Az előbb az A frontot lehetett látni, most meg a B frontot mutogatják. Amúgy én ezen nem látok semmiféle grafikai overhaul-t, amúgy eddig. Jó, itt azért már nagyon sok a részlet egyébként. Csak nem tudom, hogy amúgy a Siege-hez kell ennyi részlet. Mondjuk, hogyha robbantható csövek lesznek, az
District
azért
is a new map
durva
created
lesz.
exclusively for Dual Front and built to change with ongoing updates. This map is uniquely designed
Aha, ez
to
már az
support
új
the
engine.
exciting gameplay of Dual Front and create new possibilities we've never seen before in Siege. Let's break it down. 2 symmetrical fronts, each featuring 3 sectors, set up the main framework of the map. Teams must capture one front while simultaneously defending the other as they work their way deeper and deeper into enemy territory. The ultimate goal? Reach the final sector and destroy the
Tehát ilyen
prototype in
pontokat
the
kell
enemy's HQ.
elfoglalni,
The map's layout
és a
balances
végső
open areas
pont,
and
tehát így
strategic
pontról
choke
pontra
points,
kell
demanding
haladni.
coordination and adaptability. Oh, and when I say open areas, this also includes outside. Players will now be able to move between indoor and outdoor spaces, extending their defenses beyond the walls of the building and setting up for some devastating ambushes. So if you don't drone, it's time to start. If the enemy does catch you off guard and eliminates you, you will be able to return to the fight as your currently selected operator or select a different operator for a tactical adjustment.
Tehát ha meghalsz, vissza
Success
tudsz
hinges on
jönni.
balancing offense, defense, and team composition while seizing every opportunity to lead your team to victory. Which brings us to the neutral sector. a central area where a time-limited assignment will offer you the chance to shift the momentum of battle. Here's a preview of our first seasonal assignment.
Battlefield jellegűnek tűnik amúgy.
Intel has zeroed in on an available assignment in the neutral sector. The enemy has started the extraction. Move to intercept. Op 4 is progressing with the assignment. Move to resecure. Well done. Proceed to extraction. Excellent work. You've completed the assignment.
Aha.
The neutral sector is a high-stakes conflict zone where bold plays lead to game-changing rewards. Players can tackle the time-limited assignment that will grant valuable bonuses. It's important to keep in mind that taking this risk means leaving key positions open, as every operator participating in the assignment is one less operator in your attack or defense frontline. The race to secure these objectives is intense, and success in the neutral sector can tip the scales of victory, making it a battleground where split-second decisions and daring strategies can define the match. With each new season, players can expect a new assignment in Dual Front. This means new narrative, gameplay, and neutral sector map updates.
Dual Front was built from the ground up to use the strengths of Siege, while adding new twists. If you're new to Siege, this is a perfect game mode to play. Everyone is on a level playing field with a single new map to learn. There's also a limited operator pool, allowing players to focus on a smaller roster. We will be changing the operators in this pool twice a season, so that a new exciting meta is just around the corner. Finally, we all know that every life is a lesson. Respawn is an important part of this mode, allowing players to experiment and learn through play. You can join the closed beta later today on PC and current-gen consoles.
Hoppáskán. Este PC és jelen generációs konzolról lehet is nyomni a CGX-et.
Your feedback will help us release the best experience for CJX.
Now that you know what Dual Front is, it's time to see it in action. Let's kick it over.
Igen. Az a helyzet, hogy most itt megmutatták ezt az új játékmódot,
Let's kick it over to our legendary casters and see your favorite creators exploring and discovering all Dual Front has to offer.
Tehát ez nem tűnik, ne ragudjatok, ez így a videó alapján nem tűnik izgalmasnak, meg érdekesnek sem.
The new permanent game mode that we were sworn to secrecy on, we couldn't talk about it. They said, you're not allowed to. And we said, okay, you know what? I want to hear how loud you can get. Now, remember when I said that there would be a surprise later on? Joshua just told you straight up, you can play Dual Front today. All you need to do is connect your Ubisoft Connect and Twitch accounts, and then watch about 30 minutes either on this stream or on one of the partnered streams. You will get a Twitch drop of a beta code to try Dual Front. Servers go live when we wrap up here, so in just a couple hours. And it'll be available on
Mennek a droppok amúgy, srácok? Valaki látja?
current-gen
Pörögnek a droppok?
Kind of sucks for the people in the audience that you don't get to play, huh? Yeah, well, that's okay.
You know,
Don't boo me. You're excited. Hey. But how excited are you for Dual Front? How excited are you for that, what looked like a weapon inspection?
Nem
They got
látod?
very, very loud.
I mean, respectfully so. You know, we finally now can inspect it. But I mean, for Dual Front specifically, I did get to try it. And I'm jealous that they get to play it now, and I got to sit here and talk about it because I truly had so much fun within that time frame that I was able to play. You didn't get to play it.
I didn't get to play
you
it.
Still don't know what it's like.
I have
but
no idea.
Truthfully, it's a wonderful game mode.
Would you say you were
Wonderful
I was more than excited.
game
wonderful?
mode.
We've got 48 content creators here to take us through
Nem
Dual
úgy
Front in
néz ki, mint
just a
hogyha
moment.
lennének
We'll be getting into the
droppok.
game. And honestly, because I haven't played it, am just as eager to see it in action as all of you are. We'll be going through how the actual objectives progress. How does that neutral sector actually work? What are the rewards that they get? And how does the matchup ebb and flow? And the one thing that I am most particularly looking forward to is you and I first started playing Siege in year one. We have got to see this game grow from the very beginning. And if you go back and you look at Siege as a regular game, the way that it was played back in 2016 is very different from the way it's played now. I have no doubt that Dual Front is going to function the same way. Now, in just a couple seconds, we'll intro our very first set of teams, and it will be fascinating to see how they tackle our newest permanent game mode in Siege X. What are your expectations before we get into the match?
To be honest, there's no expectations that can be met truthfully because this is a new game mode. This is
Igazából kivették a Division 1-ből a Dark Zone-os kimentést, és ez lesz az új mód.
We're going to be understanding what it's going to look like, what we can see.
Team Lacey and Team Stable Ronaldo will be the first set of teams.
We
are in the operator selection phase, seconds out from the first look at Dual Front.
Tehát ott van, hogy támadók és védők egyszerre. Ezen az a helyzet, hogy ezen most itt, amit látok, nem tűnik annak, mint hogyha ez az új engine lenne egyébként.
You have the 6 operators that you are choosing from. I believe, if I'm not wrong, you will always be at the front, so you can always feel like you are the leader in this scenario, leading your team. But again, what's so unique about this is when you think about Siege as a whole, it's always been 5v5. Now you are adding that key element of bringing a 6th player onto that squad, which allows so many different ways to approach Siege and how you want to play it. And again, another big thing is you can mesh attackers with defenders.
Now,
ott vannak fölül a pontok.
And you are a former pro player.
Miért azt mutatják, aki nem csinál semmit?
Expertise that we're going to lean on here, Gabe. We have brought up both Alex and Josh from the keynote to help us understand the way that this works. Gentlemen, first things first.
Úgy mászkál a csávó, hogy el van dőlve. Ő akkor lehet, hogy nem ért a játékhoz. Tehát egy perc prep phase van.
This is really exciting. The teams pour their heart and soul into this, and now we get to see it live in action.
Yeah, like I mean, it's always a reaction, right? You hear the people, you get to experience that full hand. And it feels so awesome to finally be talking about all this.
I'm going upstairs,
Nem tudom, hogy kellett volna a kinézetre változni, de valami grafikai és audio felújításról volt itt. Na, itt például bent látszódik, a fények az durva.
I mean, we've been playtesting this for over a year now, and we're still learning new things, new combinations of operators. This is the first time we're taking attackers and defenders together on the same team, but we're keeping that attack and defend philosophy alive, where you have one lane, one front to push, and one front to defend. So yeah, it's all new.
Well, and as I was saying, you know, the key element of adding a 6th player to that squad, I mean, Siege for the past 10 years has been 5. I mean, what was the decision to bring that extra element of surprise and
milyen eddig, srácok?
Member onto that roster?
Well, one of the big goals we had with Dual Front is to actually
hogy világított ott a diffuser.
So one of the ways of doing that is to kind of lower that social pressure of having the, if you die in a 5v5, 4v5, that's a big detriment to your team. So
egyelőre ez annak tűnik, hogy így ez a bombás mód, ez pontról pontra kell haladni. Tehát valószínűleg ez a dinamikus objektív, hogy például nem ugyanazon a pályán maradsz végig, hanem mész tovább. Tíbegelt a csávó show matchen, ezt jól láttam. Az komoly. Az komoly. Bár lehet, hogy rosszul láttam. Nem, ez új játékmód lesz a Siege-ben.
and then you basically paused it. So it functions very similarly to regular Siege in the sense that you have to control the objective, you have to get that diffuser planted.
And I love specifically that you guys talk about, regardless of this being a brand new game mode, you guys are still keeping that core value of what Siege has always been in terms of that
Tehát tudsz támadni,
what you can do within Siege. And I think being able to bring attackers with defenders
Várjál.
can really set up that strategical stand
Várjál, közben
even more in depth than what we've currently seen.
Közben valami más is történt, valami szabotázs van. De erről teljesen lemaradtunk, vagy legalábbis lehet, hogy én lemaradtam. Ja, hát én se tudom Twitch-en nézni az élő adást, mert akad, mint a fenem. Így van, tehát a másik csapat is lerakta a diffusert.
Regroup and understand how they can recapture the site now that the plant's gone down.
És akkor fel van osztva, tehát lent van a diffuser, és 3 féze van a diffusernek, tehát hogyha most leszedi, akkor az 1/3 ugyanúgy megmarad.
Yep.
And it'll roll back. So like that progress they earned and they fought for, they get to keep, but they didn't get all the way for the next sector of the actual objective.
Mit csinál ez a csáv amúgy? Tehát, hogy ezt most nem értem. Ezt most nem igazán értem. Tehát, hogy itt van a Siege X-es bemutatón a csávó, és széttíbegeli az enemit.
Essentially a prep phase for that new sector. So our attackers in that lane are going into prep, using their drones, looking forward, or they could rotate into the neutral sector over the defense and help shore up your own defense.
Now, I do want to ask you guys, because you've obviously had some time playing through it.
Én nem értem, hogy most mit nézek.
Ideal lineup that you've ran the most, that you've experimented with the absolute most, whether that's on the defensive side or the attacking side.
They're bouncing. They're just very excited to play the game.
Ezt nézzük.
It's amazing running Nomad on defense.
I like it.
You never experienced it before, and just doing that is amazing.
I'm about to say, you'll never hear anything coming from me in
Hát ez nagyon jó.
with how much I love Nomad. I think
Gratulálok, amúgy. Ezzel most éljezni kellett volna? De jól, nagyon jól megtíbegelte az ellenséget. Kellemetlen élményeket. Hát de érted, ez egy show match. Tehát, hogy ezt mutatják a játékosoknak. Hogyha tehát egy bemutató eventen azt mutatják, hogy a másikat megtíbegelik. Oké.
Now, one thing that you mentioned while talking about the game was that you're going to be swapping up the operators twice a season. Now, what's the thought process behind which operators you bring in, which operators you bring out, and will it be a full-scale swap? Are we talking every operator is gone, or are you just going to bring in a couple and remove maybe some particularly strong or weak ops?
Yeah, so one of the big things is we want to make sure that the pathfinders.
És még érted, átváltanak, tehát nem az, hogy valaki ezt csinálja, és akkor nem vált oda. Akinek ez a feladata, hanem még rá is vált mutatni, hogy micsoda tíbegelés van. Tehát, hogy nem csak a játékos, hanem konkrétan a Ubisoftosok is ezt mutatják.
If you don't have a lot of area denial and so on and so forth.
So I don't think this was mentioned by you guys, but what I am noticing is I'm looking
Ez új játék? Aha, új játékmód lesz.
Utility, it's regenerated.
Yeah. This is a way that we can actually balance the operators over a long period of time. We're talking rounds are lasting about 15-20 minutes.
És akkor, tehát vajon végtelen reinforce van például?
If you don't have this new system, and the team worked really hard on that.
Okay, we'll follow up with that. So are you saying that Capcan can essentially lay down 6-7 traps at a time?
I'm gonna take that one.
Ja igen, amúgy azt is jól lehet volna látni, hogy mondjuk a Capcan hány csapdát tud lerakni. Tehát meghal, és akkor újra lerakja, és akkor minél ott van, hogy 5 csapdát tud lerakni a Capcan, de hogyha meghal, akkor újra tud 5 csapdát lerakni, vagy ez hogy működik? A meccs végén mutatnák, ahogy lemennek negatívba a Honor rendszerbe. Igen, amúgy.
Yeah, I mean, if we rewind time a couple years ago, you could have, and let me be honest, it became an HR problem. So
I was actually, I'm glad you said that because I was thinking, I was like, what if someone just
Amúgy szép, tehát ha valami menő, a fények nagyon jók lettek. De mondjuk az elmúlt 10 évben, amióta kint van a Siege, nagyon sokat fejlődtek más játékokba is a fények.
The operator you were previously, all their gadgets disappear. And then you're jumping back in with a new operator to do a new strategy.
Additionally, you can actually see as operators are being swapped out and respawning, they go back to being unknown because we don't know who's coming up in that lineup again. So that's another thing you'll have to adapt to as you're on the field.
I'm not a developer. I don't balance this game. I can only imagine how tricky it has been to find a way to make everything work. But before we get there, one of the beautiful things about having all these content creators in person is that we get to hear from them live in action. Patricia has an interview ready for us down on the stage.
Thank you, guys. I am here with Skittles. How you doing?
Doing great.
Skittles, I would love to get your first impressions of Siege X. How are you feeling about it right now?
I'm absorbing everything. This is a completely new game. We got a big map, more operators. Like it's insane. I'm just trying to take everything in right now, basically.
I can imagine. Are there any particular things that you're focusing on or interested in seeing?
Mégis mi más mondta, meghívták erre az
I'm just
eseményre.
really excited about the gun inspection. After 10 years, we
Gun
finally
inspection
got
az
that,
nagyon
and, oh my
fontos,
God,
ugye?
all the skins we have now, it's so worth it. It's so cool.
Very cool. Well, I won't take too much of your time. Get you back to playing. Thank you so much.
Vajon a csármoknál még mindig így 600 között kell átlapozni? Nagyon szépeket mondta. Aha, na most figyelj, most másoknak a meccsét nézzük majd meg. Kb. Csak egy új event mod, semmit a... Hát... Végül is, ja, hogyha azt nézzük, igen, csak az a terv. Ez már 360. Csávó az miért low grafikán játszik, azt lehet tudni. Hát látszod a fényeken, hogy low grafikán játsza. Nem megy a gépeken, nem megy az eventen a gépeken a high grafika, vagy mi történt? Aha, ez most az X-nek egy új játékmódja. Hát ugye most a Siege kap egy nagyon nagy engine frissítést, rengeteg újdonsággal, és ez most egy játékmód. Hát mondhatni egy event, csak játékmódnak mondják, mert hogy 6v6 van, ugye? És így lehet, na végre mutatnak valami újat. Láttátok, hogy végig szaladtak repülözve? Ez például újdonság. Miért? Tehát, hogy ez milyen minőség vajon? Látjátok, ez volt a gond. Srácok, hát a 720p-ben néztük. Azért volt ilyen csúnya eddig. Változott? Jobb lett, srácok? Nem lesz amúgy update rögtön, tehát most még csak a bétája lesz a játéknak. Ma estétől. Most jobb lett? Na, örülök. Amúgy nem változott semmi. De amúgy a kamerakép szebb lett. Itt élesebb lett a kamerakép. Jaj, amúgy élesebb lett a kamerakép. A játéknál nem érzem egyébként. A hang is most már 180 kiló akármi? Olyan gyorsan váltogatják a kamerákat, hogy nekem ez túl gyors, és nem tudom felfogni, hogy mi történik a képen. Miért volt fehér ott az ablaknál, majd az ajtónál? Hát ez már az új Siege Engine. Hát ott volt egy keszelfal, és világít az ajtónak a belseje.
I mean, I saw someone do a breach I literally have never seen someone do, like in all our playtests, breaching in onto the stairs of the
De most ez így most nem éppen a legjobb reprezentálása a CGX-nek, hogy leveszik a játékosok a grafikát lóra egyébként.
That's kind of the magic of the map, right? So.
Well, we've got another interview ready from TikTok to Twitch, and now here in Atlanta, we've got Titanium Rollo down on the stage.
Én is értem, hogy miért nem újdonságokat mutattak. Tehát egy bemutató meccs lehetett volna erről az új játékmódról. Most ebből így nem sok mindent fogunk fel. Próbálom ellesni itt a dolgokat, hogy hát ha látok valamit.
How you doing today, Rollo? I am doing amazing.
És akkor közben itt próbálod nézni a játékot, közben itt interjú van, beszélnek. Tisztára, mint hogyha megnyitnék 3 TikTokot egyszerre, azt pörgetném őket. Még egy hogy hívják azt a játékot, amit leszoktak rakni a képernyő jobb oldalára? Még az még mehetne mellettem.
Or defending a base, but actually so many people go to the neutral zone that if you manage to get control of it, then you can kind of completely control the flow of the map, and I think it's going to be way more crucial than we've given credit for it. And I'm also hoping, since I like Easter eggs, I'll find a couple of Easter eggs around there too.
I wish so many Easter eggs for you. Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to playing. My pleasure.
Thank you, Patricia. Yeah, the Easter eggs that are hidden in all of
Ez nagyon csúnyán néz ki ez az ajtó.
Do you even want to give that away?
Definitely first jump into the beta, check it out yourself, find them because we have hidden some stuff around the map.
Right. And for a reminder for those of you, we're going to say this a lot.
Szerintem nem kodos. Nekem ez ilyen Battlefield-szerűnek tűnik egyébként. Tudjátok, az olyan, mint hogyha nem tudom, hogy hívják, de ez olyan, mint hogyha ilyen a dual rush lenne, egyébként olyannak tűnik. Nincs így Jinx, igen.
And you can start playing this game mode later today. I don't want to know what he's... Oh.
Jeez.
Na, még ezt is mutatják, hogy easy.
So as a status update in the match, right now both teams are trying to capture the second sector. And actually I think Beta team just lost theirs. But there's an assignment that's coming into the map. That's the neutral zone. We'll have a new objective that everybody has to jump into.
Igen, ez biztos, hogy lobon volt.
While up to this point it's been like the typical quote-unquote siege where you have to get the case down. Now we're going back to the old ways of the hostage being involved.
Nem bírta végigélni, hogy ez igen. Na, hogy igen? Na várjátok, hogy kerültünk a túszhoz? Lemaradtam. Ezt nem mutatták. Most reinforce-olják a túsz körül. Ott van egy gyors annás.
But they actually need to bring it to the opposite side and make it far more challenging than just as simple as let's just bring it back down.
Yeah, exactly. It used to, like, you can see as soon as the hostage got picked up there, the icon shows up to show you where the extraction point is for you, and the helicopters are coming in the next 30 seconds. And that, oh man, like again, we're talking about audio and all everything. Hearing helicopters come in during a siege match, oh, it gets your heart pumping.
Well, I want to say,
don't board it though.
I want to say, me and you actually
elvitte a saját zónájába a túszt. Hát úgy van, hogy content kreatorok és a csapatjaik. Egyébként.
I mean, again, these operators, that is just evolving a meta right there. All the shields you're seeing being
castling off a door outside? What am I watching?
Exactly. But no, like I was saying, back to that, it is very intense.
You
have to run to the enemy side with this, trying to get that extraction up while they're up and coming, spawning, holding those.
Csávónak belesüt a szemébe a nap. A reflektor. Belevilágítanak a szemébe. De miért nem? Tehát, hogy mutathatnánk amúgy a támadó oldalt is.
Oh, absolutely.
You mentioned that Dokkaebi is the one to grab here because of the actual lore of the game. Now, there are a lot of people here at this event dressed up in cosplay.
4 euró most a Siege? Hoppá.
Yeah, give them some applause. They work hard. The lore in Rainbow Six Siege has steadily increased to the point now where, you know, when I first started playing, and he first started playing, there was basically none. will lore play a part in Dual Front, and will the events of
A killfeedet javították egyébként, hogy megváltoztatták. Ilyen kis effektes lett a kék meg a piros is.
And so every single season we'll be weaving in the lore of Siege into the updates that you see in Dual Front.
Now, when a team does
Na most figyelj, belerakja a zsákba a dúszt. Ott van, hogy F.
Oh, they're at the wrong... Oh,
yeah, they both just did the exact same thing.
Bagos.
Do they throw Dokkaebi into the net?
Bagos. Nem tudom. Most nem tudom, ez most mi volt.
But whenever they do end up getting it to the right, getting hostage to the right
Várjál,
extraction
most,
point, and then having her airlifted out,
hát most van valahol egy túsz, és közben valami defúzolás van. Aha.
Okay, and so that won't, so like for example, on Bravo's side, they already have 2 of those sectors, or not sectors captured, but they have, you know, halfway through.
Actually, yeah, on either side
Értem, valószínűleg a másik csapat még egy túszt akar szerezni?
They just have to get them to the right extraction zone, and there's only 20 seconds left to get it.
Aha, most közben visszahozták a túszt, igen.
Oh, they figured it out. Sorry, I'm too excited now.
Aha.
And so this is actually an air tap, and they win.
Aha.
So that's the thing, you can either play for the neutral sector, or you can keep on pushing in one of the fronts and end the game as well.
Like all things Siege, you have multiple ways to pull off.
That's right.
A win.
Take a screenshot.
We've got more games going, by the way. So this one is finished, but next one up, we're going worldwide.
Na.
Raza versus Pestily.
Raza versus Pestily.
Team Raza
Ez a show match most amúgy?
Some pretty formidable players on it. And I wonder how they'll
Na most amúgy meg lehet figyelni, hogy új a UI a CGX-nél. Ilyen kis modernebb.
In that Pengu versus Spoit matchup than in the first. And again, it's going to come down to the way that teams
48 játékos, és eddig láthattunk 12-t, tehát akkor lehet, hogy még mutatnak. Szerintem ez lesz az utolsó, mert az előbb is 2 meccset mutattak.
But again, that's the beauty of this being a new game mode, is there isn't a right or wrong way to play this. You can play it what you see fit, what you want to do. You make those tactical adjustments of whether you're rotating players or seizing a moment, seizing an opportunity, and then even collapsing and falling back if necessary.
Hát igen, olyan, mint hogy a low grafikán játszották volna a CGX-et, igen.
There is no developed meta just yet that maybe you guys are hiding.
Teljesen vannak, az komoly.
And maybe run into you guys in one of these matches and quickly realize, okay, this is what we need.
Az ott a TeamSpeak. Megkérdezték, jól látom, hogy ti is még TeamSpeak-et használtok? Ők az új operátorok, akik ott középen állnak, szerintetek?
I am over here with the wonderful Pengu, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us today. How you feeling?
Excited. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit nervous, and I came into it. I went 0-3, got no kills in the beginning. I was like, oh, chalk it. But then the teamwork started happening, and next to me started making some calls, and it clicked. We got the W.
Oh, lovely. I'm sort of curious, what do you think about mixing attackers and defenders? How's that feeling?
I love it because it creates even more flexibility than before. Obviously, Siege has been about soft destruction, hard destruction. Now you have stuff like Capcan traps if you're defending, mute jammers. For example, Priest and I, we start defending the bomb site. He's playing castle, I'm playing mute. We're locking them out of the map essentially. And then if we join them on the attack, we can play more aggressive
operators. Engem egyelőre még nem győzött meg ez a mód, de nem is láttam belőle sokat, ugye?
I can't talk about that because, like, what if people, they copy it and they beat us, you know? So no, can't leak strats right now.
Oh, perfect. I'm going to let you get back to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Patricia. You can take Pengu out of the game, and his former team did, but you can't take the player. I gotta get my digs in. But you can't take the player out of the actual match. He's not even giving away secrets in a show match. Like, come on.
Saving strats for SI.
Yeah, exactly. He's saving strats for the next match. Team Raza versus Team Pestily is up next. A reminder about those drops. I mentioned that we have partnered streamers. Everybody here is streaming as well. And we've got streamers at home that are also co-streaming this. Tune in and get to enjoy the action. I know that you want to hear us, but you've also got other people to tune in.
Remélem, hogy Pestili majd ultrán nyomja
that
azért.
matchup between Spoid and Pengu went by pretty quickly. How does that
Már ha lehet
match up with
nekik,
your
ugye?
expectations of a typical game of Dual Front?
So one of the interesting things about the neutral sector assignment is it randomly triggers in the middle of a match between, I think it's like 10 minutes and 15 minutes. Is that right?
It's like first 5 in.
Yeah.
Like, so after 5, it can happen at any time.
So they already were pretty advanced in the match, and then it did end. So that's about the time that you can expect. 15 to 20 minutes is the average game length, and then you can jump into the next one right away. So you get a lot in a little package.
Hold on a second, gentlemen. I'm seeing something here on your screen.
Szerintem ugyanaz a
Does
minőség.
your outfit show up on the loading screen before you get into Dual Front?
Absolutely. You gotta
A
flex whatever you got.
loadoutodat mutatja, mielőtt még meccsbe lennél?
Raza, that's your own teammate.
Well, he's got to take off the shades. I think he's a little discombobulated.
He can't see right now. He's too cool. Too cool for school. That's something that we haven't really seen a lot of, right? Like, there's always been chatter online about, oh, like the player cards before the match should show my skins. In Dual Front, you've now made it so that when you load into a game, your outfit and your gun skin are shown off.
Aha, tehát az outfitedet is és a gunskinedet is mutatja.
You aren't just able to quickly run in to a different
Ők
sector.
lemaradtam
You are
ahogy erről.
blocked off right there. Is that essentially similar to a prep phase or?
Lehet, hogy a csávon azért van napszemeg, mert ez valami ilyen jellegzetessége. Lehet, hogy ő mindig napszemegben nyomja.
It gives time for the intel to be gathered by the attackers. I'll let this be known that the neutral sector is always neutral. So if you want to frag it out as soon as you start,
Arra
you
nem
can go
lehet
and,
átmenni.
be there.
That's interesting. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of people
Amúgy
that love to
nagyon,
hear you say that.
ez a csávó nagyon jól
Straight
néz ki.
into the thick of it.
Tehát ez a
regular siege, or
ruci
core
rajtam,
siege, if
hogy
I can call it that.
elég badass.
Destruction is a huge part of this. You talked about it as well. But we just got to see it firsthand. A lot of these teams are kind of treating this like team deathmatch. That's the rappel, by the way, that was shown that you can now swing around corners.
Amazing.
The very first time in our very first match that we just saw.
Próbálom felfogni, hogy akit nézünk,
No, destruction
aha,
plays a
ő
huge
most ott
part.
van, ő most éppen támadni akar.
But here you can reshape the map.
És közben most itt vagyunk a védő oldalon, tehát ő most éppen véd, ő most támad.
In fact, one of the things that we've been playing with is you can jump into the neutral sector before you attack, reinforce where you need to, or open up where you need to, so that you actually lay the groundwork for the match to evolve.
So I did notice within these sectors there are still default cameras that are up. And we've already talked about regenerative utility.
Sokkal érdekesebb lesz majd Vodka Ranch, amikor már nem ezt a meccset nézzük, hanem amikor már beszélnek az újdonságokról, szerintem. Így van, stílus Obsidia, így van.
Yeah, once the destructibility is going in place in the match, it's kind of the story of that match. So we allow that to be the permanent beats that had happened throughout it. So if anything's being broken down, like we talked about the cheat code,
low
where
grafika.
you have a soft wall, maybe not reinforcing it right away is a good move. So you get that second layer of destruction happening.
Úgy néz ki, hogy mindenki low grafikán
then you
játszik.
reinforce it. Now that's a second barrier to stall them out.
Josh has given that key intel for everyone listening, so you might want to take him up on that.
Valakinek a szemüvegben nyomták a fényeket, ő meg felkészült napszöveggel. Lehet amúgy. Hogy ott maradt egy kis barikád darab, de eltűnt. Azt hittem, hogy ez...
And that's because the team that has their own color can tear it down. And so you can see a sector evolve over time as the new barricades of the attacking team come
durva
up,
lesz
because now
egyébként.
they're
Én
reinforcing
most
it
így
and the
belegondoltam, hogy
defenders
hogyan
have to
lehet
protect
majd infózni egymásnak, miközben a csapat egyik része megpróbál támadni, a másik része pedig megpróbál védeni. És amikor lelövik az egyiket, akkor meg próbál infózni, hogy na akkor hol volt.
So, I mean, you'd see it in TDM from
Tehát itt
time
azt
to time
írják
when eventually, you know,
az
a
iránytű
map
fölött,
would
hogy
be reduced to
B1,
smithereens.
2F, hallway.
But not only do you see it now, but it plays a much bigger impact than it does in TDM, right? TDM is a fun game mode, but here there's much more strategy, as you pointed out. And the way you go about it will only
Igen, most az is
deepen
vicces
people's
lesz, hogy
understanding of how to play this game.
látsz egy kapkáncsapdát, de honnan tudod, hogy az ugye a tiéd?
Whether or not that was one of his fellow capcans or another team's trap, and then
Ja,
scanned it to see if it was, found out it
Igen,
was,
pont ezt mondják
Again,
ők is.
that's another thing as a veteran player.
Aha, igen, nekem ez olyannak tűnik, mint a Battlefield Rush mód, csak itt mindkét csapat rushol. Nem?
You don't know if it's the other team. You always have to be on alert. So again, it adds such another core development and process that you're going to be going through while playing this 6v6 game mode of Dual Front.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're just moments away from starting
A
our
drónnak a
last
fénye is,
match
azt
of
nem
the day.
figyeltem.
Gentlemen, it's been great having you here, and I'm assuming you'll be riding along for that last one, but is there anything that you want to talk about that we haven't seen yet?
Azt láttad? Szétlőtte ott a tűzoltó kézi készüléket, azt füstölt. Ott azt a csövet szétlőhetni, mert az is például tök érdekes. Tehát, hogy tök király lenne, hogyha olyanokra váltanának át, ami ilyen újdonság. Például őt megölette volna úgy, hogy rálő a piros csőre.
Not even just teasing people, teasing us.
Teasing
You
us.
could whisper in our ears before you head out.
Admittedly, we had to tease them earlier on with the new game mode and all that special stuff,
Na,
but
tessék.
good things come to those who wait. Our very last matchup of the day is upon us for Dual Front, at least. Team Skittles, who you heard from earlier,
Na, és
and
most
Team
megnézzünk
Meaty
a Team
Marley
Skittles
will
és a
do
Meaty
battle. Fun
Marley.
fact about both of these team captains, both of them started their careers hiding their identity, and we eventually got a Skittles face reveal, and now we know what Meaty Marley looks like. The question is, game. Will their gameplay be as handsome as they are?
Oh yeah.
I think they will, but something that really sticks out to me with both
Na
these
most milyen
rosters,
szél
if
van
we're to
amúgy a
ask me,
Steam-en?
who makes the favor here? I don't have one for the simple fact that your boy Roy
Valamiért számol fönt, hogy 23. Ja, hogy 20 másodperc, és tudják támadni egyébként a pirosak.
I have a slight suspicion as to what the devs
A pirosaknak a következő pontját. Tehát ott fölül azt látjátok, hogy a pirosaknál számol vissza, a térképen pedig azt látjátok, hogy aha, igen. Látjátok, elfoglaltak egy újabb területet a kékek.
Who puts down explosive pipes.
No, there isn't, and I was curious of that too, because I mean,
ez olyan, mint a mobilos játék
chefs,
reklámok, direkt bejelentsenek, hogy letöltsd és kipróbál. Hát úgyis most lesz a béta hozzáférés.
That ingredient is now being added into the gameplay that we all know and love of Siege. Again, we don't have operators that are laying down these pipes that can be shot. Is he going to shoot it?
Nagyon fura, hogy látod ott a térképen, hogy hol vannak a többiek.
Ingredient might be, the devs will be talking about that later on. I do like that we have a big mix of players here in Atlanta. You've got controller players, you've got mouse and keyboard players, you've got Siege vets, you've got former pros, you've got world champions, you've got people who, as far as I'm aware, might not have ever really touched Rainbow Six Siege.
I mean, Narcoleptic Nugget, he doesn't touch Siege. I mean, look at the gameplay right there. I know we know him from Siege, but I'm a little disappointed in his gameplay so far.
This was the man whose biceps you made fun of earlier.
Yeah, I know I'm going to regret it because, I mean...
Do you think he could take you in a fight?
Yes, for sure. I mean, look at him. He's so locked in. Actually, I lied. He just missed that.
Well, it was through a wall.
Premium pakkot mikor érdemes kinyitni? Szezon végén, amikor már kinyitottad a sima pakkokat, mert a premiumban nincsen duplikét. Úgyhogy ezt érdemes tartogatni. Legalábbis nekem ez a logikus, de hogyha ezért hülyeséget mondok, nyugodtan javítsatok ki.
Is it a friendly dog or is it an enemy dog?
Well, I mean, that's something that you're going to have to decipher, like I was saying, with the utility that's going to be on the map. You're going to have to keep in mind a mental awareness of, okay, we're seeing it right
what's
there.
This? No, Macy, get off drone!
See, he's not, you know, he's not appreciating. Okay.
There it is.
Okay, so that's interesting. So, you know, we talked about operators not being able to lay anything like that, but in similarity to a Capital Bolt, similar to a Goyo canister, I mean...
Ali, ha sose játszottam még vele, akkor az X-et megéri majd elkezdeni, nem túl bonyolult? Erre úgy érdemes gondolni, hogy a Siege X az olyan, mint a Cségónak a C2. Szóval igazából most itt, amit látunk, az egy új játékmód, egy 6v6 játékmód. Nem a megszokott játékmóddal. Hát igazából annyi, hogy területeket kell foglalni bomba letétellel. Picit több kell a downos operátorra, igen? Na, azt nem figyeltem.
Goyle canister last 20 seconds. That looked like about 3.
I don't even think 3. Maybe like 2. But I think we could be wrong. I'll wait to see.
You're gonna fight with me over a single second?
No. Completely.
Ha tehát úgy van, hogyha meghalsz, akkor nézheted a többit, és nyomsz egy R-t, akkor respawnolsz.
But I mean, so
Ez kb. Olyan lesz, mint a Rainbow Six-nek az Extraction játéka? Mármint hogy érted? Ez egy játékmód. Ez olyan lesz, mint egy event a Siege-ben. Csak elvileg erre a 6v6, ez tehát erre úgy kell tekinteni, mint egy permanens event. Egy másik playlist. Nem tetszik ez az új mód, radikális változás, ez már nem Siege. Hát ez egy új játékmód, tehát hogy ha nem akarod ezt játszani, nem kell ezt játszani. Igazából. Szerintem jó dolog, hogy felrázzák egyébként a megszokottat, azzal, hogy 6v6, és akkor ez a Battlefield Rush csak 2 csapattal.
Okay, they did get it. I am curious if they know where to bring and extract.
Termászkiék mit éred? Hát ugyanúgy tudja használni. Csak nyilván egy klasszikus játékmódnál hasznosabb.
Has little to no experience with it.
I would have done the same exact thing.
Na, hogy néz ki a játék Unreal Engine-ezben?
Fair enough.
Hát ez nem
so,
az.
Again, it comes down to learning on the fly and differing skill levels.
Azt nem tudom, hogy mennyire igaz, mert csak olvasgattam, de elvileg, ez egy hatalmas elvileg, szóval lehet, hogy nem igaz. Ez az újabb Assassin's Creed-eknek a grafikus motorját használja, mert ugye a régi Siege is az Assassin's Creed motort használ, csak 10 évvel ezelőtt itt. Nem, ez nem DLC. Akadályozd meg az extraktot, akkor most már föl lehet rakni a túszt.
This is a beautiful thing once again is where you're not just focused on the sectors. You do have to focus on
tehát most éppen csinálják.
Which is again, it's so unique and it still allows you to be in control of any scenario at any
legutóbbi ilyenkor vége volt.
To shift, to rotate, to be elusive. That you can't just focus on one thing. You have to shift your focus in other places. Through and through.
Most ott fölül számol vissza egy objektívet, a másik meg közben diffúzolják. És most ez vajon mit érhetett egyébként? Aha, igen, Cutter, nekem is. Battlefield Rush mód, csak izém. A Rushba egyik csapat véd, a másik támad, itt meg mindkettőnek kell helytállnia.
But again, just to kind of underscore how this game mode will be supported, a season in Rainbow Six Siege is about 3 months, give or take, because we have 4
Nem ezt Snowlow PNG-re váltottak? Nem hiszem.
Twice a season, the operator lineup will change, which means that for a lot of players, as you're finding your
és valószínűleg amúgy ez igaz, hogy ez egy újabb AC engine, mert olyan markáns változás nem történt. Azt hittem, hogy durvább lesz. Hát a hangokról meg nyilván nem tudunk beszélni, mert nem hallunk semmit. Azt látjuk egyébként közben a térképen, hogy a kék csapat az nagyon szépen támad, a piros meg borzalmasan véd.
future seasons.
Well, we're already getting something brand new with Dual Front, and it already being a heap loads of different things involved. So we could see an entirely different brand new mode introduced. Well, I mean, you know what I mean entirely.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, honestly, everything's up in the air of what could be brought in.
And it allows the developers to toy with the game, frankly. The Siege X formula has been around and has been tweaked over
A barikádtörés is egyébként sokkal menőbbnek
coming
tűnik.
up in the next portion of this showcase in the core
Barikádtörés az
gameplay
jól néz ki.
section. But you can't really reinvent Siege. But if you want to experiment,
Igen, 3 pontot kell. Tehát 3 pontot kell végignyomni, csak nem vágom, hogy itt az előbb a 20 kimentés az hogy volt. Most úgy néz ki egyébként, hogy most éppen le van rakva a diffuser, és nem tudják diffúzolni, szóval most megnyerte a csapat valószínűleg. Így van. Csak az előbb nem vágom, hogy miért egy 20 kimentéssel nyertek, azt nincs meg. Inkább nyúltak volna valahogy az alaphoz. De hát az alaphoz is nyúltak, ez csak egy extra. Tehát ez az extra. Most az extrát láthattuk, az alapot nem láttuk eddig.
I'm very good. I'm so excited to be here. The game's been a lot of fun. It's been great.
Oh, amazing. Thank you for letting me take the time to pick your brain. I actually wanted to ask you about strategy. How's the team strategy been? How's that evolving?
Well, our team's doing really good on the strategy front. I feel like, with the people that we're playing against, people said we were not going to stand a chance with some major winners against us or something like that. We played 2 games yesterday, 1 game today. All I want to say is we are 3-0 up in games because we are taking Dokkaebi as our win condition. If you get Dokkaebi and you Extractor, you actually get 2/3 off a sector, and that's been helping us win 3 games in a row, and it's been absolutely amazing so far.
Oh, amazing insight. Thank you so much, Fast Dan. Really appreciate your time being here. Can't wait for more gameplay.
Well, thank you so very much. And again, it's great to have everybody here under one roof playing this game. And we get to get real-time opinions on what we're watching. Because we only get to see their perspective, but they get to play it, they get to experience it. And almost every single match played differently.
Yeah. Well, it goes into what I was saying. This is a brand new game mode. It's unexplored. Everyone is going to be approaching it entirely different, whether it's going to be here or you guys later once this all wraps up. It is an unfamiliar area for everybody. So again, there isn't going to be a meta just yet. Who knows? There might not even be a meta in general because there is many factors to take into here that we just have not seen throughout Siege's history.
And if you're new to this stream and just catching up to speed, the game mode we just watched, the new permanent 6v6 game mode coming to Siege X, is going to be playable later today. We'll be giving out beta keys to those who have their Ubisoft Connect and Twitch accounts linked together. So you can get the keys here, you can get it from the partnered streams as well. You just got to watch about 30 minutes, then you'll get access to the beta code. It'll go live when the show wraps up later today. But we've got Patricia ready yet again. As I said, this show's going to go quick. I didn't lie. Patricia, take it away.
Na. Hát ez az elmúlt 1 óra.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Antero and Laxing. How are you guys enjoying Dual Front? Pretty cool.
Ez nem volt a legérdekesebb így. Szerintem ezt jobban bemutatották volna.
Please welcome back directors Alexander Karpazes and Christopher Budgeon.
Ez most már csak érdekesebb lesz. Természetesen a marketing szövegeket leszámítva.
With Siege X, we're taking Rainbow Six Siege to new heights. Launching June 10th at the start of Year 10 Season 2, this evolution of Siege builds upon everything that makes the game so special.
Június 10-én.
In the first part of our showcase, we showed you Dual Front, our new 6v6 game mode. And there's a lot more to talk about. Siege X will deliver sweeping updates across all of Siege.
1 óra múlva lesz a zárt hozzáférés elérhető mindenkinek.
And evolving our audio with much more to come.
Na. A hangokra nagyon sokan panaszkodnak, hogy most az jó lesz.
At its heart, our philosophy remains the same. Reinforce what makes
Siege sokan panaszkodtak, és elvileg most jó lesz.
It's deep tactics, intense strategy, and the thrill of outsmarting your opponents.
But before we dive into what's next, we want to take a moment to recognize those who have made all of this possible. You, our players. And I bet there's some veteran players in this very room. Your commitment and support over the years has shaped Siege into what it is today. And we have something special to show our appreciation. Let's take a look at our veteran rewards. This is a special way to celebrate your time with Siege. For each year you've been with us,
Hát ez
you'll
aztán nagyon
receive a
jól
unique
néz ki.
reward to honor your dedication. If you've been with us since year 3, for example, you'll receive 7 rewards from year 3 to year 9.
Na, Year 3-as az legalább jól néz ki.
Since year 1, we've prepared something truly special. A new, exclusive black ice skin.
Remélem látjátok, hogy attachment skin nem mutattak.
Thank you for standing with us through every battle, every season, and every moment that continues to shape the future of Siege.
We also want to celebrate your legacy in Siege.
Tehát, hogy megjutalmazzák a veterán játékosokat, és az a headgear az nagyon jól nézett ki.
A testament to your dedication and journey in the game.
Oda néz.
Whether you're a recent recruit or a battle-hardened veteran,
ez
this badge is yours to wear with pride.
Oda tudod tenni, hogy mióta játszol a
It's
Siege-el.
time to talk about an important change that's come into the game. Recently, we introduced crossplay, giving you the ability to play with your friends no matter which platform they're on. With Siege X, we're tearing down barriers, ready to welcome more players that want to experience the best tactical FPS. We want to make it easier to invite your friends to play the game. We want to continue to grow the community, and we want to continue to build this game with veterans and new players from around the world. Starting June 10th, with the launch of Siege X, new players will be able to download the game for free and jump directly into the Siege experience. Free access will help grow the Siege community, but we want to ensure that Siege remains fair and protected, particularly for Ranked and Siege Cup.
Alfa és beta tesztelő fegyverszkád is van? Nice. Én talán a bétát nyomtam, ami december elején volt, vagy november, nem tudom.
Learn the mechanics through our onboarding playlist, sharpen their skills in quick match, have fun
Dual
in
front
seasonal
onboarding,
events,
quick match
and
event,
we heard you.
Unranked.
Unranked is making its long-awaited comeback. Unranked offers a competitive yet approachable experience for free access players to test their skills and explore the new pick and ban system, which you'll see in action in our show match later on. Free access players can experience core Siege gameplay and access training modes, earn XP and unlock rewards.
Ja, a Year 3-as headgear az jól nézett ki.
Players can earn and customize up to 26 operators through play. Additional operators can still be unlocked using the currency they earn to continue to grow their roster. The most competitive playlists, Ranked and Siege Cup, are high stakes and reserved for those who unlock the next level of Siege competition
Level 50 kell a
premium access.
Rankedhez, meg a Siege kupához.
You need to be level 50 to participate. Also, I want to reassure our dedicated players. You will keep access to everything you have.
Megtartanak. A jelenlegi játékosok mindent megtartanak.
Veteran players, you'll keep access to everything you've earned over the past 10 years. Your access to our competitive playlists, such as Ranked and Siege Cup, your progression, your operators, your inventory, will all be yours to keep and to continue building for the future. No
Player
payments or
protection,
action required to
srácok, player
transfer your
protection
progress.
az jó rész lesz.
As Siege continues to grow, we're not just preserving your legacy, we're refreshing the experience for every player. With Siege X, our totally revamped UI will be more than just a new coat of paint. How you navigate through game modes, browse your battle pass, and interact with Siege is faster, it's more intuitive, and more immersive.
Amúgy erre kíváncsi
The UI
leszek.
overhaul also streamlines your
Milyen
experience
lesz majd a
as you track
UI?
your
Mármint,
journey
hogy
as a
most
Siege
látom.
player. So whether you're a veteran bringing in new friends or a fresh recruit,
de hogy így
we've
megtapasztalni milyen
revamped
lehet.
Siege's global progression system.
Na,
Clearance levels, reward unlocks and challenges have
szinteket
been
is
improved,
megvariálják.
making it easier to track your progress and navigate the early stages of the game. Our focus was to make getting into Siege as fun as possible, while giving you the tools you need to learn the deep and rewarding systems of the game.
We're thrilled to welcome new players into Siege with free access. And we know that a growing community comes with responsibility. With Siege X, we're making sure the game is the most secure it's ever been. That means industry-leading player protection, fairer matchmaking, and continued efforts to encourage a positive game that welcomes everyone. First,
Igen.
let's talk about game security.
Igen, ez para lehet.
Last month at the Six Invitational,
Jönnének
we
az új
introduced
játékosok,
our
azt
Six Shield Guard,
szétdarálják
our latest
őket a
anti-cheat initiative. To catch up on the
a
current
veteránok.
status of our Six Shield Guard, let's hear from programming team lead Adrian Fress.
Cheating and toxicity have no place in Siege, and we won't rest until it's a thing of the past. At SI, we introduced our new initiative, Rainbow Six Shield Guard.
Hoppá, Shield
Our
Guard.
Six Shield Guard takes a multifaceted approach to anti-cheat. Our QB system distributes different executables to our players, preventing tampering and issuing sanctions when detected. Binary hardening is the act of encrypting and hardening our game code to make it even more difficult to tamper with. Our security measures have rendered cheat makers' capacity to come back online much harder, with some of them exiting the scene entirely. Gameplay violation, our in-game defense system that allows for detecting players performing impossible behavior within the game, like sprinting while shooting. This system basically renders raid cheating a thing of the past, and we are working to keep it that way. Our next line of defense, Mousetrap, detects the use of mouse and keyboard in console pools. Our final line of defense is data. We use AI and analytics to detect irregular and exploitative behavior in the game. With Siege X, our Social Guard updates live without the need of a scheduled maintenance. Cheats will be harder, more difficult, and costlier to make, and cheat makers won't be able to anticipate security updates before they come in. Our Siege Shield Guard is a long-term investment. We're here to stay, and we can't wait to share more.
Okay.
We're taking anti-toxicity in the game seriously as well, and we've made huge
Azt is
strides to
megoldhatnák,
make
hogy
sure that
konzolon ne
everyone
tudjanak
feels
mouse-on
comfortable playing
keyboarddal
the game.
játszani, vagy oldják meg, hogy tudjanak és szeparálják a játékosbázist. Aki egész billentyűzettel játszik, az játszon a PC-sekkel, aki pedig kontrollerrel, az hadd játszon a kontrolleresekkel. Tehát nem értem, hogy ezt miért nem csinálják meg.
We know that toxicity has become more frequent in game, especially with a constant increase over the past 2 years. But the good news is, since Year 9 Season 4, the past December, we are now seeing the first decrease in toxicity. This is thanks to features such as our rework reputation system.
Fú, ez borzalmas volt látni. Elkezdtem ezt a szezont, azt mindenki írogatta, hogy farmolta a reputációt. Írogat. Tehát konkrétan spameltek az emberek ilyen full pozitív dolgokat. Mint hogyha valami rémálommal cseppentem volna, olyan volt.
Protect potential targeted players with our privacy setting features. In Year 10, the reputation system is fully activated. It means that the most toxic players, the one with a dishonorable standing, have been removed from ranked standard.
A bemutató után ironikus? Nem tudom, mire gondolsz is, mi volt toxikus a bemutatón?
Players with a positive standing are receiving rewards and specific car backgrounds. The more constructive feedbacks we receive, the better and fairer our systems are. To do so, use the in-game report function or contact us through R6Fix. We are listening to your feedback, and player protection will continue to evolve to make sure that the game is safe for you.
Meg azt is
Even
szabad írni, hogy
with free
easy.
access.
Azzal nincs gond.
Anti-cheat and anti-toxicity are top priorities for us on Siege, and I want to thank Adrian and Lancelot and their teams for their work making the game the most competitive and fair it's ever been. Now, let's talk about the maps and visual updates.
Hogy ezek a cosplayerek tök menők, akik itt ülnek. Na, Visual Enhancement, ebből nem, a fényeken kívül nem látunk semmit.
SiegeX isn't just about the new experiences. It's about making the 5v5 Siege you love even better. From mechanics to quality of life improvements,
minden még jobb lesz, ezt mondta.
We're ushering in a new era for Siege.
One of the biggest changes coming to Siege is our modernized map update. We know how important maps are in Siege, and we've been hard at work improving visuals, readability, and overall gameplay flow to make every engagement more tactical and immersive. These updates will enhance lighting and textures and be more in line with the dark, gritty tone that people picture when they think of Siege, all while maintaining the strategic depth players love. But words can only do so much, so let's take a look at how these changes come to life in action.
Na, nézzük. Before, after. Before. Ez most már az after, gondolom. Before, after. Aha. Mondom, szerintem szépek a fények. Hát, hogy ez teljesen jó. Na nézzük. Before, hopp. Azta. Na várjál, így fog majd kiélni a termite?
That's right. At launch, SiegeX will introduce 5 fully modernized maps: Clubhouse, Chalet, Bank, Cafe, and Border. After the season of SiegeX's debut,
ja, a fények meg a világítás, ez annyival tűnik így jobbnak.
We've done significant work on these environments. We've rebuilt the lighting engine to bring more realistic atmosphere with richer contrast and colors. All major surfaces have been redone, with materials looking more real thanks to updated, physically based rendering standards, displacement mapping, exposure compensation, and increased resolution. For PC players, that means an optional true 4K texture pack for the sharpest, most detailed environments possible.
Játékosok 1%-a, vagy 0,5%-a fogja majd használni a 4K texture packot.
Building on the technology of lighting and modernized maps,
konzolon
we're
lehet,
also
hogy
introducing a feature that adds a whole new layer to tactical awareness: first-person shadows.
Now you'll have to think twice about your positioning. If you're entering a room or passing a hallway,
you'll
be able to
menő.
see whether your shadow is revealing your location to waiting enemies. This small but crucial detail makes movement and positioning more important than ever. The reason we can make all these changes and still ensure a competitive experience is because of a major change we're doing in making our enemy outlines updated.
When we talk about stealth in Siege, we want players to focus on how much noise they make, not how visible they are. We always want enemies to be clear
ja, most a fények azok teljesen új szintre emelik a Siege-et. Az biztos. Kíváncsi vagyok, hogy mi lesz a különbség egy low grafika meg egy high grafika között.
Another big change is the repel update in SiegeX, bringing more options to the most unique movement mechanics in first-person shooters.
Rappelling has always been a defining feature of Siege, but we knew it could be even better. With advanced rappel, you can now sprint along the wall, and you can pull off what we saw Callie do back in the Playbook story trailer. You can now transition around corners while on rappel,
ezzel a
including
repülőzés felgyorsítással az a gond, hogy nem... Tehát ugye a Siege-nél próbáltak törekedni a realisztikusságra, ugye? És ugye az elején, amikor megjelent a Siege, akkor ilyen SWAT-os-szerű volt, és most már ugye nagyon más a gameplay, és azzal, hogy így lehet futni, hát nem tudom, ez elég fura. Inkább azt mondom, szokatlan. Mondjuk az, hogy turn corner van, tehát a sarkon át tudnak menni, az amúgy elég durva, mert ehhez föl kellett menni, és le kellett jönni a másik oldalon. Ez király. Ez is amúgy király. Tehát nem azt mondom, hogy a futás az menő, hanem az, hogy így nem kell szórakozni. Grafikai motor teljesen leseredek? Hát az újabb verziót használják.
It's all about giving players more control, making movement feel natural, intuitive, and immersive. This is why we've also taken the time to update our basic movement in the game to include momentum as well. No more start and stop movement, but true flow and responsiveness. Let me give you a concrete example of this in action. Picture yourself moving across the bed in the bedroom gym side of Clubhouse. Before the changes, as soon as you ran off the bed, you would immediately stop running, drop straight down, and then start running again once you've landed on the floor. With the momentum-based movement update, you will continue to run off of short drops and carry your momentum with you. This achieves a new level of flow and immersion in the moment-to-moment action of Siege. We can't wait to see the creative players that these changes will inspire.
Hogy így, amikor így változtattál valamit, hogy mondjuk felugrottál, vagy leugrottál, akkor így egy pillanatra megtorpant a karakter. Ez is egy olyan dolog, hogy itt meg újra kell tanulnod a pályát.
But above all else, your environment.
Tehát valószínűleg minden, ami piros, az lőhető.
I freaking love these things. Destructible ingredients are shaking things up in Siege, bringing fresh tactical opportunities for both attackers and defenders. These aren't just environmental details, they're strategic tools that swing the outcome of combat engagements in modernized maps and dual front.
Az már inkább ilyen SWAT-os gameplay lenne.
You'll see these scattered across the map, and when they're destroyed, they release a thick cloud of smoke, giving you some quick visual cover, but that's not all. If an enemy is standing too close when one bursts, they'll be concussed, setting you up for the perfect push. Next, we have gas pipes, and these can really disrupt the flow of the fight. Shoot it, and it releases a controlled flame, cutting off rotations and forcing roamers to move. But here's the catch. Once the fire reaches its peak, the pipe explodes, covering the area in flames and creating a brutal area denial effect. And finally, metal detectors.
Meg lehet lőni.
You have seen these before, but they're a little more responsive than you've come to know them.
Ó, most már a metal detektorokat is ki lehet lőni.
You can disable them temporarily or permanently.
Az elején azt mondták, hogy random lesz, vagy szezononként változik, az más, az új játékmód.
You can even destroy them outright with explosives.
Ott lemaradtam amúgy, hogy mit
These
mondtak, hogy mit lehet még
introduce
elpusztítani.
new tactical possibilities, giving players more ways to manipulate their surroundings and outplay their opponents.
Each of these destructible ingredients adds a new layer of strategy and creates fresh opportunities for creative play. Whether you're using them to gain an advantage or counter an opponent's plan, they'll keep every round dynamic and unpredictable. We can't wait to see the tactical strategies you'll come up with. Destructible ingredients will be available in modernized maps and in the dual front game mode. And we're not done working on destructible ingredients. We'll be listening to all of you to see how we evolve them in the future.
Ha már amúgy ilyet
Speaking of
behoztak,
listening, audio in Siege
visszahozhatnák
is one of the
a
most important
nappali és
tools
az
a
éjszakai
player can use to
pályákat
get
is
a competitive
egyébként.
edge. That's why we're introducing the biggest audio overhaul Siege has ever seen or heard.
Ja, hogy ki lehet kapcsolni ideiglenesen a izéket, fémdetektorokat, meg el is lehet őket pusztítani. Aha.
Than ever before. You're going to want to turn up your volume and put on your headphones for this one. Get ready to hear the difference.
Na, tessék.
In Rainbow Six Siege, audio has been overhauled to convey a greater sense of accuracy in order to give players more cues to reliably detect
Szerintem
enemy
Siege
actions.
nem hiszem, hogy lesz régebbi konzolokra.
These audio
Arról
enhancements
beszéltek,
add
hogy
a
itt
layer
a
of spatial distinctions,
béta is csak a
making it
jelen
easier to tell if
generációson
someone
lesz.
is coming from your left or your right. Sound propagation has been upgraded, with sound traveling vertically and allowing players to know if an enemy is pushing from above or below. Sound also propagates through openings created in surfaces, offering more immersion. Sound reverberation is more realistic, relaying whether nearby actions are coming from a big room, a small room, indoors, or outdoors, making pinpointing enemy locations more reliable. These audio innovations offer new tools to adjust response tactics, deliberately cause noise to draw rivals into an ambush, or use carpeted areas to limit the sound of infiltration, and use flashbangs to mask the sounds of powerful abilities, making for a more immersive, refined, and satisfying tactical shooter experience.
Oké, hát ezt élesben, tehát ezt ki kell próbálni.
I get goosebumps every time I hear the new audio. With this audio overhaul, every sound in Siege is more precise and immersive than ever. You'll be able to pinpoint gunshots, footsteps, and explosions more accurately, whether they're coming from the left, the right, above, or below. Intel makes or breaks great plays in Siege. With these enhancements, audio has become an even greater Intel asset and is more reliable than ever. Audio will be able to provide the intel you need to succeed, but to truly dominate, teams need to be able to share that intel, coordinate attacks, and call out enemy positions. But we know that not everyone is comfortable using voice comms.
That's why we're introducing the communication wheel, a new tool to design communication faster, clearer, and more accessible for everyone.
In the heat of battle, communication is key. That's why the communication wheel is so important. It's your new way to call the shots and keep your squad in sync. Need help with a breach or a rotate? Call out the spot for your play. Is an area clear? Let your squad know it's safe to reposition. Ready to make a push? Tell your team you are moving in and lead the attack. And when a teammate makes the right move, confirm it with an okay or send them a quick thank you to keep the teamwork flowing.
De hogy
the
lehet neki
communication wheel
okét
gives every
küldeni?
player the tools to share their strategy regardless of their playstyle, keeping your team one step ahead.
We covered a lot of subjects. But what about weapons? We know how much players
Üdv
love their weapon
mindenkinek,
skins,
srácok,
and
ajánlja.
now, for the first time in Siege, you can check them out with Weapon Inspect. I know,
Fegyveri
we've been looking forward
inspektáció.
to Weapon Inspect just as much as you have. Rifles, pistols, shotguns, Siege has over 100 weapons in the game, and you can inspect every single one of them on the battlefield. Now is the time to flex your favorite skins and appreciate every single detail.
You're about to see all
Nem
of
tudom,
these changes in action in a
taktikás shooter a
5v5 show
Siege,
match
most
with
én
your
nem
favorite
tudom,
creators.
ez nem tudom,
But before
nem
we
olyan
get there,
fontos nekem.
I wanted to take a moment to speak directly to all of our veteran players and community. I'd just like to personally thank you for making Siege what it is today. I myself am a year one player.
Elérzékeny
The
volt.
last 10 years have been incredible. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for the revives. Thank you for the adrenaline pumping clutches. And thank you for the EMPs and cover fire as I was trying to open the main breach as my boy Thermite. Ten years of this game and the moments that have come with it are truly something to celebrate. And I can assure you that we still have plenty in store throughout the year to celebrate this momentous milestone with all of you. We've been building towards this moment for 3 years. All right. We've been building towards this moment for 3 years, and it feels unreal to finally be able to share it. Siege X marks the beginning of a new era of Rainbow Six Siege. This is our commitment to keeping Siege at the top as the best team-based tactical shooter out there. This is our commitment to the next 10 years of Siege. And this is our commitment to you, our players, for being here this whole time. Thank you.
De még nincs 10 éves, srácok. Majd év vége.
Rainbow Six Siege has changed my life, and I've had many players from around the world tell me the same thing. Siege X is the continuation of this life-changing game. And on behalf of the entire team, who are working so hard to build on the amazing legacy, we would like to thank you all.
Azt sajnálom egyébként,
The stories you share, the friends you make along the way, and the passion you have for the game inspires us to always make Siege better. And we have one more announcement. As you know, our esports event, Reload, will take place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, this May. And today we can say that we are excited to announce that this will be the first Siege competition ever played on Siege X.
Azt sajnálom egyébként, hogy...
Everything we just presented today will be there. The modernized maps, the overhauled audio, the new rappel mechanics, the works. Reload will also be the place for us to share with you the full roadmap for year 10 and give you an idea of what's to come after the launch of Siege X on June 10th. Before we jump into the 5v5 show match, I'm going to pass it over to Patricia.
Na. Szóval azt sajnálom egyébként, hogy itt, tehát úgy adták elő az arcok, minthogyha el kéne adni a befektetődnek a játékot. És nem úgy, hogy a játékosoknak, akik így szívesen játszanának a játékkal. Tehát hangzatos dolgokat mondtak folyamatosan, de tehát, hogy így ez már az előző eventen is nagyon kiégetett. Tehát, hogy elképesztő, új szintre, csodálatos, bámulatos, fantasztikus, akármi, és így körülírták a dolgokat, és így valójában csak nem tudom mi, érted?
Well, an awful lot of information, and I didn't really expect it to get so emotional, but to Josh's point, it's not just the devs whose lives have been made better by this game. It's both of us.
Most már csak showmatch lesz, de azt még nézzük egy kicsit, mármint olyan szinten, hogy a ban és a pick rendszert megnézzük. Jó, de úgy még semmi se adtál el, hogy ez ugyanolyan lesz, meg szar, stb. Értem, de tehát, hogy úgy kéne előadni, hogy érdekes legyen a játékosnak. Nem azt kell mondani, hogy szar, meg az, hogy jó, hanem hogy mi az, ami változott. Tehát, hogy a változásokra lehetne összpontosítani. És nem azt mondom, hogy ilyet nem mondtak, de az esetek 80%-ában csak hangzatos dolgokat mondtak, és nem tényeket. Mondom, olyan, mintha befektetőknek akarnák izélni.
I know that there was some onion cutting going on moments ago, but this is ultimately a celebration, and you've been spectacular so far. We are not done just yet. We do have a show match coming up. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Excited.
Okay.
I just complimented you. How are you booing me? I'm right.
Én mondom, hogy jön ki és meg. Igen. Én is nagyon kíváncsi vagyok rá, hogy milyen. Amúgy én örülök, hogyha ti örültek annak, hogy lesz benne Weapon Inspect. Nekem ez egy olyan dolog, hogy taktikus játék, nem fegyveremet akarom nézegetni. Fizetős lesz? Nem. A Siege X az teljesen ingyenes lesz.
Some of you maybe a couple months, some of you maybe a couple days, some of you maybe since the game launched in December 2015.
Tudjátok, mire nem tértek ki?
We had both Alex and Josh on earlier, and now we're going to bring in our good friend Chris to talk about something else that
Paragon skinekre. A Paragon skinekre nem tértek ki, amik olyanok, mint a kodba a legendás gigadurva skinek egyébként. Június 10-ét mondták, ami lehet, hogy a Siege X-nek a megjelenése lesz, de most ugye a beta az este 8-tól. Akinek megvan az R6, azoknak mindene megmarad a Siege X-ben.
I feel like that was like the same energy. I'm surprised it's not as loud.
Chris, there's something very different going on.
Kíváncsi vagyok, hogy milyen lesz a ban. Tehát egyszerre bannol. Aha.
Siege Cup and the returning unranked. So each team will ban one operator before each round and up to 3 operators on each side.
Aha. Tehát még kör előtt bannoltak egy védőt és egy támadót, és ahogy vége a körnek, utána még bannoltak. Ez amúgy érdekes. Havidíjas lesz a ranked részem. Ezt nem vágom. Hát nem tudom egyébként, srácok, hogy ez hogy lesz megoldva, hogy lehet-e játszani majd PS4-en vagy Xbox One-on a játékot továbbra is. Tehát közelről egyébként vakít a tűzoltó készülék.
We have a specific adaptation of this system for our esports competition. You'll see the esports version of this new pick and ban system
amit most látunk,
for the first time at the Reload
ez értelmezhetőbb most itt RP, mint a Dual Front. Nem, ez az új ranked bannolás lesz. Legalábbis erről beszéltek. Amúgy ez szerintem jobb. Már olyan unalmas volt mindig a ranked eleje. Nem vágom a versenyeken, hogy van most, kacok. Amúgy nagyon szép.
showcase lots of people behind the scenes.
Hát
You get to hear
szebb
and
lett
see
a
our
játék
faces, but we're not
látványosan.
here without the other people who are operating the cameras, the mics, production, and all of that. So a heartfelt thank you to them as well.
Olyan egyébként, mint hogyha a dual frontot low grafikán játszották volna, ezek mint hogyha nem low grafika lenne. De ez egy update lesz, olyan update lesz a Siege X, mint a Cségónak a C2.
And let those destructible ingredients go off in the cut and thrust of a match. Or if you think that they might hinder you, you can get rid of
A
them real early
2015-ös
on.
Siege-nek amúgy megvan a hangulata.
Again, it adds that core element of Siege that we all know and love, that you can outsmart an opponent, you can just get rid of it entirely. I love that you are able to, whether you want to deal with it or you can get rid of it right away. It gives that option, which I always can appreciate.
Ez a lépcsős rész, ez nagyon jól
But
néz ki.
again, the fact that this is now another element in these maps, such as Clubhouse, does change the dynamic of how this map can be played. For me, instantly, when I think about rotating,
Ezt nem nézzük már végig, srácok, csak kíváncsi voltam, hogy így milyen amúgy a játék.
cut off that rotate, whether that's an attacker, whether that's a defender doing that, it just creates another element to Siege.
Now the teams on your screen, as you can see, on the
Ergo az
bottom
R6 mint olyan le lesz kapcsolva, mint a C-nél.
Macy J, Varsity Gaming, and Yo Boy Roy on
Nem
one side.
értem.
And speak of Roy,
Ez egy nagy
you
update.
said his biceps
A
looked a
Cségónál
little
és a
bit smaller,
C2 egy
but
nagy
the man is
update lett,
carrying
srácok.
his team at the moment.
You know, I think he got his workout in. I think the blood's flowing in the biceps. They're filled now. I mean, he got it 2K. He just hit a frost mat, so honestly, leg day isn't looking too great. Can't lift that up unless you don't have a strong core, so we might have to take that back for the next round. But I mean, it was like 1v1.
And Varsity clutches it out.
They took him to the academy.
They did. First round on the new look of Clubhouse, by the way.
Emlékszem, mondtátok nekem, hogy sose a lábat nézzem. És hát azért ez a Varsity Gaming, ő is egy ilyen elég hardcore Siege játékos, mármint hogy ő azért többet játszik, mint én, és ő se úgy tartotta le a playert.
The defenders didn't want to deal with a Monty, and now they don't want to deal with the Blackbeard. Hey, let me say this. This isn't an e-sport event.
Így van, most nem most, tehát hogyha majd kijön az X, akkor nem Rainbow Six Siege-ezni fogtok, hanem Rainbow Six Siege X-ezni fogtok, és az egy teljesen ingyenes játék lesz.
A bandit ban by the attackers comes in because you are expecting your defending opponents to go to a certain bomb site. Now, it looks like Team Meaty Marley will go down to basement, where Bandit isn't necessarily as critical.
És közben kibandolták a banditot, meg a BB-t. Van olyan szép, mint az E3 gameplay trailer. Hát mondom, nekem azt hiányzik, hogy behozzák az éjszakai meg a nappali pályákat újra. Az nagyon-nagyon király lenne. Tehát, hogyha még azt is behoznák, az...
Don't do that. What is that?
Hey, it's okay to do that.
Aha, most úgy néz ki, hogy 6 operátor lesz bannolva.
Do you think that we're about to witness a new competitive e-sport meta?
Absolutely.
With a triple unreinforced panel?
És tudjátok, mi lenne még jobb?
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen, you know,
ha mondjuk a Dual Front játékmód helyett behozták volna azt, aminek a Siege indult, ilyen lassú, SWAT-os-szerű játékmód.
Church wall, it makes sense. Going for a spawn kill here, but
bár tudom, az nem elég pörgős, nem az kell a játékosoknak. De mekkorát menne egyébként egy 2025-ös SWAT a Siege-ben?
And that's always been the beautiful thing about Siege, is you can't get too comfortable. The meta is constantly shifting. And I think we can all agree that you need to be on
Megy a
your
fegyverinspect, megy a fegyverinspect, mint a C-ben.
Plays in. I will say, with all the changes we've seen, the audience did seem the loudest at the weapon inspect.
Közben ott ül a Mira az ablakkal a kezében.
The visual enhancements as well. Clubhouse looks absolutely beautiful.
That drywall looks like it was put up yesterday.
I think you could smell it if you're in the lobby.
I can. Smells like a new build.
Itt van egyébként egy piros cső.
Seems like CJX.
Ott egy tűzoltó.
we're going to take some time to actually cast this like a real esports
Hát mondjuk igen, a Ready or Not az 2025-ben egy szólt amúgy igen, ez igaz. Csak a Siege is annak indult.
It's one of the oldest maps. It came with the game in launch. It was the first map to receive an update, tweaking it to make it more competitive.
Csak más irányba mentek. Amit én nem bánok, mert nagyon élveztem a Siege-et.
Maps became harder to defend, harder to attack, and they needed some refreshments. Clubhouse was the first map to get it. There have been a couple since.
Ez már az új hangrendszernek köszönhető.
Varsity Gaming's out here. Farming clips, but it's narcoleptic.
Farming clips.
Macy and Narco is the last two left. Diffuser running away, and a counter disable as Macy sweeps in. And he blows the doors off of the defense. Macy as well, one of the OGs, making content since the game basically first launched. There's a lot of Siege veterans and Siege royalty, if you could say that.
Na, egy újabban.
Without a doubt, and of course Macy's going to know how to play those post plants. I mean, you see his videos that he uploads.
Nem figyeltem, mennyi idő van egyébként a balra.
Capturing how Siege is played at a tactical mindset. He has a very, very good understanding of the ability to outplay an opponent. And again, for that post plant, easy, he gets it done. But again, seeing these bans come out, now the Dokkaebi makes sense. Vigil on a Clubhouse, little skeptical of that ban coming through. I think there are some operators on that list that you could get rid of that would help you on those defensive halves. But, oh wait, no, I believe that's the attacking half. That is my correction. I don't think for the attackers you really need to get rid of a Vigil on here. But again, the fact that you are now able to just get rid of these many
Siege X Dual Front.
Again, it's a completely different
Tehát beta code for Siege X Dual Front. Tehát most a Dual Front beta lesz.
Hurry! Link your Ubisoft account with Twitch and then watch either this stream or one of our partnered streamers and you'll gain access to the beta code after about a half hour or so. You hope that Team Meaty Marley are able to bring this one back. Because typically Clubhouse is a defender-sided map. The fact that Team Skittles are already off to the races with 2 rounds is a bit abnormal for what we see out of Clubhouse. But hey, it is a show match. This is not the epitome of competitive, and most importantly, it's not an esports competition.
Well, I think it's just, you know, when you look at
Nagyon zavaros volt.
Taking him to school and Roy's taking him to the gym. You know, they're both educating Team Meaty Marley on some degree.
Yeah.
Csomó dolog volt, ami nem tetszett.
In a spot that was popularized in esports called the Adam spot, as there was a player
named Adam. Láttátok, hogy milyen fura volt az árnyék? Nagyon rossz volt ott az árnyék. Látjátok, ott átlóg. Még itt a Spectate-be is átlógott az árnyék. Újjúj. Újjúj.
I feel like I caster cursed this team, Gabe, as it's only Yo Boy Roy and Eldid as the last remaining. They'll plunge through the smoke of that fire extinguisher in the hallway. Marley lets the sledge of Yo Boy Roy swing by. We're not even a minute in, but Rolo blows things up with
Sajnálom, hogy például ezt kihagyták, mondjuk, hogy aki játszott, tehát a Raptor lábak megszüntetésénél nem valami Raptor lábas volt a jutalom egyébként a veterán jutalmaknál. Tehát olyan fura. Tehát, hogy egy lelkes Siege rajongó egy csomó jó ötletet tudna mondani szerintem, hogy milyen jutalmak lennének menők így a veterán játékosoknak. És az elmúlt, tehát a veterános jutalmakból volt 2, ami így érdekes lehet. De a sapka igazán, vagy ez a fejes headgear igazán.
Not just to open up that CCTV wall, but additionally to open up the other portion of the upstairs, which would be the jacuzzi wall or the construction wall. It's going to hinder the attackers.
Which we are not only seeing a bandit brought successfully, but we are also seeing that mute just for that little extra bit of reinforcement to make sure that anybody.
Nem figyeltem közben, most újra bannoltak, tehát most ez a már a negyedik bannolás volt egyébként. Aha, tehát úgy néz ki, hogy ha fordul itt a védő támadó felállás, de jól néznek ki ezek a glow stickek, vagy hogy hívják. Nézzétek csak itt a földön milyen rohadt jól nézett ki.
Looking like it's going to be a pretty default setup from the side of Team Skills. Nothing too crazy here. I am expecting Varsity to either bandit trick this wall, which I think that's what we're going to see here. He's going to bandit trick the server wall. And then the real question is, how is Team Meaty Marley
ezekkel a fényekkel olyan régi hatása van most a Siege-nek egyébként. Mert régebben voltak ilyen sötétebb pozik a játékban.
When you reinforce a wall, it means that you need a specific gadget to cut through that steel reinforcement. Thermite is one of those operators. He was one that was banned by Team Skittles. You see that
Wow, azt én már nem is tudtam, hogy ha kiviszi az Echo Drone-t, akkor van 10 másodperce, hogy csináljon vele valamit. 8-szor lehet nyomni az új játékmódnak a bétáját. Ja, nagyon jók a fények. És szerintem a legnagyobb újítás a fényekkel az az, hogy az árnyék.
Az árnyék. But then with the Echo. So it's a question of they have nothing to find these cameras. They have to be vigilant of where they're planting, where they're going to be trying to entry from, and seeing if they can find this intel where I am going to be expecting Team Skittles to be utilizing that.
És egyébként vannak lámpák, amiket ugye az MP-vel ki lehetett kapcsolni. Legalábbis emlékeim szerint. És most, hogyha ki-MP-zik a gránát, majd a lámpákat, akkor nem lesz árnyék, ugye? Egy ideig legalábbis.
Varsity did that for the most part. To die early, we were about halfway through the round. It's not terrible. I mean, you never want to be the team to give up the first kill. Skittles does trade it back a little bit later, and then Roy will give the advantage to Skittles. They sacrificed Varsity, and I guess the rest of the team was like, now we can play a little bit better. And they very quickly turned this around. Now Skittles is on the board for this round as well. Every single player in the lobby with a kill. The team's evenly balanced
Lassan úgy fog kinézni, hogy E3-on bejelentették, én már nem emlékszem arra a trailerre. Sőt, éppen kontrasztos lesz a karakter? Jó kérdés. Az a gond, hogy mivel itt outline-olva van a spectate miatt,
Team Skittles had surrendered the previous round to Team Meaty Marley, but Team Skittles going back to a 2-round lead.
Again, it's that information game. They were playing beautifully with that, going for spawn peaks, running out, capitalizing on those moments as we just saw in that last where Skittles jumps out the window, grabs that kill onto Atheno. So again, this is going to be important when you're going into this ban phase. What is your opponent using that is catching you off guard? Get rid of that information. We aren't going to get rid of that information.
Amúgy ez érdekes egyébként, ez a meccs közbeni bannolás. Kibannolod azt, amivel egy adott szájton jól játszhatnak, ha tudod, hogy hova fognak menni, kibannolod, és akkor már is változik a dolog. Azt mondták, nem lehet elbújni a sötétben, mert látszik majd a karakter, aha. Szia, Retro.
We are very quickly on match point. With the show match, we are playing by the ranked rules. So if you are new to Rainbow Six Siege, or I guess Siege X, as we call it now, this is where the end comes for Team Meaty Marley unless they're capable of winning on attack. Again, Clubhouse is a very defender-sided map. If you play this map,
tehát ez rankeden lesz majd csak ez a bannolgatás. Meg gondolom a standardon.
Playing as defenders, Team Skittles did not do that on their maiden voyage of defense. Will they prolong this series?
Champions furán néz ki egy kicsit, de lehet csak a stream miatt elveszik a részlet. Hogy tetszik eddig? A dual front az annyira nem fogott meg, de majd úgyis kipróbálom. Ez, ami itt a klasszikus Siege-be történt, nagyon tetszenek ezek a változtatások. Csomót csavarnak, tehát gyakorlatilag mondhatni, valamennyire újra kell tanulni a játékot. Megtanulni, hogy hol vannak a robbantható dolgok, hol vannak a lámpák, amik árnyékot adhatnak az ellenségnek. Szerintem kávéraként nagyon jó lesz majd a játék. Nem tudom, mennyit kell majd várni, hogy rendes Siege-et lehessen játszani az X-ben. Lesz-e béta mondjuk június 10 előtt. De kávéraként nagyon jó lesz majd játszani. Daráló móddal akarnak új playert, akik kicsit fenntarthatóbbak maradnak? Meglátjuk.
None of those hours played with the destructible ingredients. So I appreciate the fact that they're trying to use them because it wouldn't be second nature to me. I wouldn't think, oh, I need to shoot one of these fire extinguishers. Oh, I need to pop one of the pipes. I would be thinking bog standard executes, let's do what needs to be done, but they're showing off some of the changes to Core Siege, and Rasco flattens Macy
Flawless victory.
It's a big round for Marley. And this game is not over yet.
I think,
na és vége is amúgy valószínűleg ennek így. Ja nem, mert még van egy. Micsoda? Ja, hogy a körbe volt flawless victory, azt hittem, hogy 4-2, vagy mi az 4-1 lett.
So again, it's going to be a question of what are you going to ban here to try to get you to push it to an overtime. Let's see what we are going to see out of Meaty Marley and from Team Skittles to either help secure the game or push it even further. So now we're seeing the Bandit. I would have rather seen the Bandit come out sooner when you are on that attack, but we are seeing the ace, so they are getting rid of two.
Ja, 15-ban, 30-ban pick.
Being able to help assist with those.
I mean, I think the thing with the Bandit ban is that when you go into that second half, you don't know what bomb site it's going to be played on, right? And Bandit really isn't the strongest denial operator on that bottom floor bomb site. You like to see Mute, you like to see Kaid. Sometimes teams won't even run any denial. So if you ban a Bandit on that church bomb site, down
valami rossz a hang
it's a
náluk.
bit of a suboptimal ban. Now that that bomb site has been locked out, they're not going to go to it again because they, you know they're going to rotate through. You know they're going to go to one of the upstairs bomb sites. Now you can leverage that knowledge into a better ban, and that's exactly what we saw. Bandit is far better upstairs.
Élőben rossz a
Learn their lesson. They aren't going to play as aggressive. They
hoppá,
have a
ajaj,
lot
azok ott meglőtték.
They have Macy
Hát igen, erre is figyelni kell majd.
And to be able to slow down those hard breaches. Oh, you don't take damage in prep phase. That's actually good to know.
Aha.
That's it. Okay. Yeah, you don't take any damage in prep phase. That is
na,
actually, I think,
prep phase-ben nem sebeznek meg ezek a dolgok.
you don't take that damage if a teammate actually
semennyire.
shoots it, punches it, whatever that is. I do enjoy seeing that.
I think it's pretty understandable that in the onset, teams will destroy those destructible ingredients early until they figure out how to use them.
Nincs nagy különbség a régések között. Hát, ha valaki távolról nézi, ugyanolyan. Viszont, ha valaki játszik is a játékkal, akár havi, heti szinten, vagy napi szinten, az látja, hogy a fények azok nagyon durvák lettek, illetve az, hogy körbe lehet repülözni, nem kell fölmenni, hogy átmenj a ház másik oldalára, hanem körbe lehet menni, ez nagyon király. Tehát egy csomó quality of life dolog jött amúgy ezzel az engine update-tel. Szerintem sokakat például az érdekelne, amit itt most nem látunk, nem hallunk, csak elmondták, hogy milyen lehet az audio. Hát az ugye most majd este ki fog derülni.
A reminder to everybody about getting access to that beta code. It is for dual front, not for the core Siege game you're seeing now.
Igen, csak a dual frontot lehet kipróbálni. Úgyhogy az érdeklődésem egy kicsit le is tört. Ennél, mikor bejelentették, nagyobb durranásra számítottam. Ja, én is. Azt hittem, hogy a CGX az most ilyen úristen, de durva lesz, de ez csak engine update.
To stream, and if you watch them and one of the partnered streamers, you can still gain access to the beta code.
Nem tudom, hogy mondjuk a CGX több mindent hozzá, mint a Csé esetén a Csé2, Csé esetén a Csé2, ezt nem tudom. Mert ez kb. Amúgy tényleg az.
As excited as everyone else is to get my hands on it, but what I'm even more excited is to see this engagement of the Kaid taking that engagement onto Hot Tub, and then an immediately collapse of them trying to take site. Marley does a great job taking over construction, but Varsity once again taking Eno to school. It is on Marley for his team to keep them alive.
If Marley fails here, that's the ball game. And it's a strike down the middle from Varsity Gaming. Team Skittles will win the very first Siege X showdown. Look at how happy he is. You can just tell
De ez Defiance eltűnt a sülyeztőben.
I mean, look at all of them. They're stretching. It's just another day in the office.
Ott nem jó engine-t használtak, az a helyzet.
This was easy.
I mean, show matches are for fun. We're here to showcase the new goods, but these are ultimately for fun. Teams are going to play operators that you might not see all that frequently.
Most nézem, az Alienware-nek olyan monitorja van, hogy kiírja rajta, hogy hányszoros.
Bomb sites that you might not see very frequently. But we got to see in that particular map what the visual overhaul for Clubhouse looks like. We got to see the new pick ban phase in action. We got to see those destructible ingredients and how they factor in.
Na, ugye ez menő volt, hogy lehetett látni egy pályát így élesbe, hogy milyen.
I mean, whether it's the destructible ingredients, whether it's the audio overhaul, whether it's the picks and bans across the board, we are entering a new era where metas are going to be shaped and defined all over.
Nekem még nem volt szerencsém Alienware cuccokhoz.
Well, you heard from him earlier today, and
tudjátok, hogy miben reménykedem?
he's the winner.
Paragon skinek.
Why not hear from Skittles again? We've got Patricia down on the stage. She's having a preliminary chat with him.
Hi there. I am here with with Skittles and Team Skittles. Please give it up one more time. How you feeling with this win?
Easy.
I mean, you know your way around Siege so well, 10 years, right? Yeah. Do you have any advice for people who are yet to get their hands on Siege X?
Take everything in. It's a completely different game. There's so much to learn. As you guys all saw, there's like a whole new band system, new lighting, new sound, gun inspection. There's so much to learn now. Just take it all in.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time,
Amúgy
Skittles. It's been an absolute pleasure to watch you play.
Ez nem olyan...
Thank you.
Tehát ez, amit ő mondott, ezek ilyen valós dolgok, tehát hogy ezek tök jók. De amikor ott megkérdeztek valakit a Dual Frontnál, hogy mit gondol, na az olyan fals válasz volt.
Part of this game for 10 years now. I can't believe it. Yeah. Woo, Siege. And in that time, I have met so many incredible casters and fan artists and creators and devs and cosplayers, and it really is my honor to be a part of what is very much a global community that is Siege, right? And so I just wanted to say I'm so thrilled for you all, so thrilled to see what's coming next and how it continues to bring you all together. Thank you again, everyone. Appreciate it.
Na vége.
Awesome. Okay.
Paragonskinek?
Thank you very much, Patricia. Gratitude has been a constant theme here in Siege X, and I gotta say, it is really cool to see so many of the people who voice characters in our game show up at events. Patricia is just one of many that we have had an opportunity to meet at events all over the globe, and again, we're not here without you. Today was fantastic. I was a little bit nervous about this event because I know how much Siege means to so many people, and we knew the stakes, Gabe. But if anything, today should show how important this game is and how excited people are for the new era of SiegeX.
I mean, not even that, but just for everyone involved in the Siege community, whether new or old, this is a moment for every one of us to enjoy, to take, and to appreciate, and to just live in this moment and to carry it for the next 10 years of Siege and on Siege X.
I mean, if it's really 10 years, I will be in my 40s, which basically in gaming years means that I am on the verge of the retirement home. But we got to see the new 6v6 game mode Dual Front. We got to see core gameplay updates. We got to see them in action in Core Siege in 5v5. There were lots of goodies, and we're not quite done yet. You can still gain access to the Dual Front beta for the last time. My call to action to you: connect your Ubisoft Connect account and Twitch. Watch either this stream or soon to be the partnered streamers, because we're about to wrap up, and you'll gain access to play Dual Front later today on either PC or one of the current gen systems. It has been one heck of a day, and it is a great honor to be one of the two people to take a moment to pay tribute to a game that has made our lives better, but has also just made our lives, period. Think about where we would be if it wasn't for our involvement in Siege. You've been involved for almost a decade. I've been involved for coming on 8 years. That's crazy. So thank you to you, the community. Thank you to Ubisoft. Thank you to all who took part. Yeah. Cheer for maybe the last time.
Absolutely.
Thank you to Alienware and Blacklight, our sponsors. But before we sign off, there's one person who has had an enormous impact on this game. And I don't want to say breathe new life into it, but it is undeniable that his involvement, his love of the game, and his constant work on screen and off has made our game bigger than ever. He received a commendation at the 6th Invitational, our World Championship event. Who do you think it is?
King George?
Not King George. No. It's Jinxie, somebody who has breathed life, I will say it, has breathed life into this game.
A Siege trailer végre. Már hiányoltam. Nézhetnénk megint, ahogy golfozik egy kicsit. Remélem, hogy ő fogja bejelenteni a Paragon skineket. Aki nem ment el átvenni a díjat az eseményre, hanem otthonról vett fel egy videót.
You know, I said this in Boston, I'll say it here. I went into Jinxie's stream when he was averaging 10 viewers, 9 viewers, and
nem fogok ma este bétát játszani, srácok.
I've had my interaction with Jinxie is he's stayed to his character through and through. No matter he was at 10 viewers, no matter if he's at 9.
Ha csak a dual frontot lehet nyomni a bétába. Igen. Nem vágom a béta kulcs szerzés, az hogy működik, srácok.
Jinxie is truly the epiphany of that.
And it's not just Jinxie himself, but the people around Jinxie. I mean, he's hosted console creator events. He's hosted his World Cup events. He's got friends that he games with quite regularly who now themselves have a career. Some of them have homes because of this game and the money that they're able to make by highlighting our game and being a part of this community. It's not easy being a content creator.
It's not. It takes a lot. And again, I mean, for everyone involved, everyone plays a ginormous part to that, because without all of us, we all can't make this happen through and through.
Yeah, whether it's on the traditional platforms like YouTube or Twitch, or whether it's on the newer platforms, TikTok being the big one, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, there are different ways for content creators to get involved. And today, SiegeX was everywhere on social media. And the hope is that carries forward, because it is really a new era for our game. I don't stream much these days, I don't know if you do, but it's kind of given me that itch to get back into it.
It is, and I mean,
Immáron jogos volt vagy, closed beta access jutalomra.
I think we should. You want to be a brand risk? You think we should be brand risks when we stream?
I don't think we're ever
Kiváltás most. Rányomtam.
No, it's always fun. And the thing with you and I, and to go back to the point about community, is that through this game, you and I met years ago, and it's a friendship that has transcended.
Hát rányomtam. Elvileg most ki van váltva.
And it's a friendship that you and I share, not just on screen, but off screen.
Absolutely.
As well. So, thank you again to all of you. Just waiting on information regarding Jinxie.
I mean, what information do we need on Jinxie? We've already, I mean, he's
30 percig kellett őket nézni, és kis jobb fiókot összekapcsolni a drophoz. Aha.
I mean, so many people are streaming and watching this game, by the way, but I mean, like, Jinxie's, he's the king.
He is the king. He's not the King George, he's the King Jinxie.
Na jó, lehet, hogy
For those
mindjárt
that
akkor...
are unfamiliar with the scene, by the way, King George was, for a period of time, one of the biggest streamers. He is a world champion himself. He came from the esports scene. He still streams.
Stream végén fogja megkapni mindenki az e-mailt, aha. Elvileg most este 8-tól már mehet a dolog.
And now he has a bidet company.
He does.
Yeah.
I do have one. He sent me one.
What was, before we say goodbye, what was your favorite moment of this event so far? Like, look back on all of it.
Honestly, Parker, being here from day one and seeing everything that was unveiled here, there is not one specific thing that I can say I enjoy more than the other. This is, for going into a brand new era, all of this needed to happen, needed to be added, and it's just changed the vision and what Siege has looked like for so long and continuing to do so. So to answer your question bluntly, I enjoyed everything across the board.
Hát én azt nem mondanám, de az everything-en kívül mindenben szerintem amúgy igaza volt. Tehát, hogy ennek meg kellett történnie.
Thank you to everybody involved in this production. Thank you to you for watching. You can still get your beta code. So watch your favorite partnered content creators and play Dual Front later today. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your viewership, and take care of yourselves.
Hát ez ennyi. Gatya. Nincs Paragon skin. Jó. Hát ez van. Majd akkor valamikor máskor jelentik be a Paragon skineket. Pedig az nagyon menő. Olyan menő skinek lesznek a Siege-ben, mint a kodba. Tehát a pénztárcákat messzire kell tenni, mert brutális skinek lesznek a játékban. Na jó van. Srácok, köszi mindenkinek, aki csatlakozott itt a kis együtt nézegetésre. Szerintem király volt ez az event, legalábbis az a része, amikor így a játékról tudhatunk meg többet. Engem az a content kreatorok játszottak, és ilyesmi, hát az elég hányinger volt szerintem, de legalább lehetett megtudni a Dual Frontról egy-két érdekességet, hogyha így, ha így tudtál összpontosítani. Annyi minden történt egyszerre ott. Igen. Kíváncsi leszek, hogy mi lesz a véleményetek majd egyébként erre a Dual Frontról, majd úgyis peregni fog. Az pedig, hogy mi történt az alap Siege-el, az nagyon király. Tehát az, hogy tényleg a repülőzés, az így nem kell szórakozni vele, sokkal fluidabb lesz a játékmenet. Nagyon király ez a fényes változtatás, és az, hogy az árnyékokra mennyire kell majd figyelni, az, hogy ilyen kis extra dolgokat beletettek, mint például a csövek, amik így robbanhatnak, vagy jöhet belőlük a kis láng. Szerintem ez tök király. Úgyhogy szerintem, ahogy egyébként a Caster csávó is fogalmazott, erre szükség volt. Viszont, hogy mi lesz a sorsa a Siege játékosoknak, a SiegeX játékosoknak, akik PS4-en vagy Xbox One-on játszottak, az egy nagyon jó kérdés. Erre kíváncsi leszek. De igen, amúgy igen, amit én is mondtam, hogy az esti mapok visszajönnének, az még amúgy nagyot menne. Ja, úgyhogy ez hát egy érdekes event volt, úgyhogy tényleg klassz volt, srácok. hát a körvonal sötétben meglátjuk majd, hogy milyen lesz. Én abból, amit itt láttam, meg amit elmondtak, még biztos, hogy egy csomó minden változni fog. Láttátok, hogy például az árnyék is még bugos. De hát kíváncsi vagyok, hogy mint lesz, hogy lesz. Igen, és viccelődtetek azzal, hogy a Ranked most ismét béta lesz. Szerintem, aki játszott a játékkal a megjelenés óta, az tudja, hogy a Siege-ben a Ranked az mennyi ideig volt béta. Reméljük, hogy most nem annyi ideig lesz béta, mint, mint most. Köszi a figyelmet, srácok! És jó játékot? Az biztos egyébként, hogyha jön a Siege X, megjelenik, akkor pörögni fog a Cavalera gameplay, legalábbis ameddig meg nem szakad a lelkesedésem, de ez az update, ez nagyon meghozta a hangulatot ahhoz, hogy árnyékok, Cavalera gameplay, tökéletes lesz. Ja. Köszi, hogy itt voltatok, srácok, még egyszer, és jó éjszakát nektek. Jó próbálkozást a Dual Front bétához. Hajrá! Sziasztok! Várod a zenét, aztán rájött, hogy a YouTube-on nézed. Hát, de miért nem a Starlink eszközödön keresztül? Úgyis Elonnal nagy spanok vagytok. Neutron. Na, figyeljetek. Még mielőtt itt nagy csé lenne. Nézzük. Hát. Hatja. Na csé.